then he did a raise, but doesn't matter because he could even. So how the heck could he go in? It went to him next, not me.
Call his all in?
I called his all in.
Yeah.
And folded, but no, we had a whole discussion.
I didn't fold.
Yes, you did. You said, I'm not calling you, I call you. We're like, it doesn't work like that. Okay, whatever. No, you didn't. Yeah, right. It doesn't work like that. We tried saying. No, I know. He gave his cards in.
No.
He turned them over. And then
I went all in with you.
I know he didn't understand what was going on.
I do. I completely understand.
Martin, you're being Martin.
No, I completely understand.
He folded.
For me, I went all in.
Let me explain.
I went all in.
100,
No.
Call 200. Call all in. He said call
All in.
and then he said all in, and he said I'm all in with him.
But not with me.
Yeah.
He said not with you.
I'm all in with him.
Not with him. No. He did.
So what happened?
And then he
Oh, so what happened to him? So he automatically
He
decides to have a call.
He's all in. He goes, I'm all in also.
It's 100% a fold. There's no debate here. Martin, you're like, you're being biased in the way you think. He clearly said, I'm not calling this all in.
No, we were all in.
No, wait, sir, you should not listen to only him. Ask anyone else at the table, because he's being a little biased.
No, he's not being biased.
Did he expose his cards first?
No, he said, I'm not all in with you, and then showed his cards.
And said, so you don't go, and he said no, and he put
Then
He
that.
said no. He said he's folding. He said he doesn't want to call this.
We were all in.
He didn't understand he was calling. He had to pay mine regardless, yes. But he said, I'm not calling this, and then tabled his hand and gave his cards in.
What I said is that we have our own pot.
Maybe he didn't knew.
We have our own pot. I did.
But he folded.
We did not. We raised.
He said,
He didn't say he's not.
I didn't say that.
I'm all in with you. I'm not all in with you. He didn't realize that he's all in.
It would have been two separate pots.
It would be all in.
It would have been two separate pots.
But you know,
So he automatically loses.
he gave his cards in and said no.
No, I didn't say. I didn't give my cards
Dave,
in.
for me, it would be a clear
didn't
call.
give my
I would
cards.
prefer a call.
I didn't give my cards in. I called
Turned
him.
his hand face up close to him.
I called him.
Guys, we made so careful to be clear on his
I
intentions
called
before.
him.
Martin,
I
said,
called
I'm calling him.
Dave,
I'm
everybody-
not
yo,
all in
ask
with
other
him.
people at the table.
He said, I'm all in with him. I'm not all in with him.
Dave, everybody knows.
Ask
Everybody
everybody
knows.
else.
Everybody knows.
I called him.
He calls, he goes all in. He's called his
Paul,
all in.
what happened when he went all in? What did you do? What did you do when he went?
He was already all in.
No, right. No, I got it. Exactly. So,
And they said, but you, and I asked
No,
you, I asked
went
you.
over. I have it on video too.
right. So it's a separate pot if I were to bet him. It's not.
It's a side pot.
It's not a
He
side
went
pot.
all in for the side pot.
Can you ask
And I
anybody
said,
besides him as an unbiased person?
Yeah, Dave.
Please talk to
Because
another.
he did too.
No,
No,
he
no,
never
no,
said
no,
all
no,
in. No.
Call.
He said,
And then they said, I only want to go with him, not with you.
He wanted to
And
do
they
an
said,
extra.
you
He
go.
wanted to do
Everybody
a side.
But you asked me side pot.
And I said, no.
Martin, stop.
I don't have to do the side
Can I
pot.
try calmly?
I don't have to-
Okay, so what happened was, I went on, and he was clearly confused, and he was saying,
I
when it was back
I
on
wasn't
him,
confused. You're confused because you got things on your head.
no, but he was clearly confused. And
you
so
got things on
when
your
it
head,
was
you
back
smell
on
a
him,
little
he said, I call you. Then he goes all in. He didn't realize it's back on him for a second. We all were like,
No, I realized.
trying to explain to him, and he kept saying, I'm calling you. I don't want I'm calling you.
I
I'm
called
calling
the
you. And then he said, and then we're like, yeah, but you have to call that. And he was like, no, I'm out.
No, I didn't want to do a side pot. That was a side pot.
Yes, he did.
He wanted to
Want
do
to
a
bet your
side
camera?
pot
How much
because
do you want to bet?
He said, I'm not calling that. He said something like, I'm not calling that.
Why would I?
Yeah.
I'm not playing a side pot.
No one explained it to him.
I don't need to
but he
explain.
did.
I didn't play the side pot.
He is getting screwed, but he did fold.
It's hard to say he turned
How do you think that wasn't a fold, Martin?
It wasn't a fold.
His hand isn't
I
dead.
called you all in.
I don't think it's dead because
And I just didn't play. I didn't
because you
play
said I'm not
him.
calling that.
Yeah, but he didn't realize that he was all in.
I know, but that doesn't matter. He said I'm not calling that.
No, we were all in. He wanted to do a side pot.
After I show my hands, he wants to call now?
Yeah,
No, I
way.
called before that. I didn't see your hand.
You said you didn't call me.
No.
You said yes.
I said all in on him. And then you said, and I said no.
With me, and they said
I said no side pot. We all were all in.
Listen up. The dealer mucked the hand because the player didn't call. Go ahead and push the pot to the correct player. Your hand is dead. You didn't call the bet.
Yes, I did.
He called
Hit.
it.
So he's not
called
involved
it.
in
Yeah,
anything?
Yes, he called his bet.
Yeah,
You're going to pay that bet off. Or pay that amount. And then you folded your hand.
No, I
That's what
didn't
happened.
fold my hand.
That's what
You
happened.
did.
So then he
He's getting screwed, but it's what happened. It's what he did.
then he automatically wins because
You're going to pay that.
maybe I'm gonna
You're going to need to max that bet. And then you're going to push the, and then the dealer's going to push the pot.
I'm all in against him.
You had to call him to continue.
I need you to put out that amount of money.
It's just too late.
I'm sorry, man.
Your hand is
You
dead
did
and
get
you owe that much money.
screwed, but you did fold.
I mean, it's hard to say he folded.
I didn't fold.
It's hard to say he folded. He
I
never
didn't
said
fold.
fold. He never said I'm not folding.
I agree.
He just said I'm
I agree. He
folding.
was
I didn't
confused.
fold.
I agree. He was confused, but he folded.
He didn't know how much he
He
had to
never
call
said.
already.
No, I didn't. I said I'm all in. And then he wanted to do an
never said those
additional.
words.
He wanted to call an additional amount.
Right. And
So
which you
it's-
said no to.
But you obviously couldn't do it either because you had no stack.
There's no reason for you to expose your fault.
But wasn't he? I mean
That doesn't kill his hand.
This is fucking bullshit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Fuck you guys.
How much?
I mean, yeah. I have no idea what the ruling should have been.
No, he got screwed by confusion, but he did fold, Martin. I'm not.
I didn't fold.
When you say you're not calling his all in, I'm sorry, man. It sucks for you, but you folded.
I didn't fold. Why don't we go to the videotape?
We can on break.
You want to
Hold
I
tour
bet you
here.
if we ask
Fucking
5
suck.
high stakes pros, they'll say
They
he
fucking
didn't
suck.
fold.
When he said I'm not calling that
All
bet,
I'm saying is-
saying I'm not calling that bet is
That's
not a fold.
bullshit.
He never.
Bullshit.
He didn't really understand what was going on.
I know. That's.
But
I
once
know
it
he
was
did
all,
it.
once it was all in, he said, "Yeah, I'm all in with you too."
That's what the
He did
problem
say
is.
that after.
The things
Martin,
on your
come
you
on,
don't
man.
fucking
No,
hear.
Fuck you.
Once, what?
You saying I'm biased and all this bullshit? I don't
ain't
care. I'm
biased.
just being honest.
Sorry,
Yes, you
guys.
did.
No. You're conflating the fact that
We're on
he's
a new
getting
hand,
screwed
guys.
with the fact that what's right. Like he did get fucked, but he fucked himself.
He didn't fold.
But what's happening on this table now? We'll carry on with the next hand, please.
You guys fucked up.
I fucking called him.